And welcome back, Dragon Ball Z fans. We are at the start of a brand new Dragon Ball Z What If. This Dragon Ball Z What If, I was actually shocked. I only had one suggestion. I've had different Bardock suggestions, sure, but this particular one only came from Zaire underscore Alston underscore 090. What if Bardock went to King Kai's after he died? I was shocked that this was the only one I could find who gave me the suggestion. Either way, here we go. So first off, what would be the case here? Because clearly Bardock didn't keep his body when he died. A good chunk of people don't keep their bodies when they're dying, like a good 90% of them. Although Boo Saga did, well, they didn't really change that. They didn't really have their body. They had like ghostly tales, and we saw Chi-Chi, Bulma, Videl in the afterlife, even with Deborah. Go on. It's like, oh god, what did they do to him? But yeah, we only like a small percentage of like individuals usually get depicted as heroes keep their body. Bardock clearly wasn't depicted or considered heroic enough or good enough in his overall life to be considered a hero to keep his body. But for him to go to King Kai's, he would have to. So what would be a change here? Well, I think this would be one of those things where King, is it King Yama? I think it's King Yama. Well, anyway, Yama and I would kind of talk it over, seeing the situation, and King Kai himself asked Yama, allow him to keep his body. If his son lives. His sons still live. We can make use of a warrior who would be willing to stand up against Frieza. It's like, are you sure about this, Kami? It's like, or I got King Kai. It's like, look, Yama, it's just your job. You do as you will, Yama, but you know my logic is sound very well. So Bardock basically just wakes up, realizes, like, where am I? It's like, yeah, you're in the other world, afterlife. Welcome, Bardock. It's like, how do you know my name? I am King Yama. I'm King Yama, of course. And he explains where he's like, I remember dying against Frieza. That's right, you're dead. Just look above your head. It's like, oh god, what is this thing? Ah! Actually, that's a good point. Could they pull their halos off, and would they just, if they could, they just kind of like a magnet go wing back on their head? I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that. Anyway, so you normally you did a pretty brave thing. Wasn't it, given your entire history, it wasn't enough to keep your body initially. However, friends in high places decided that you deserved one more shot. Another shot at Frieza? Not exactly, but he deemed you worthy enough to go see and train with him. Training. I don't have time for this. I gotta go find my sons. I gotta go find Gine and say, your sons are alive. Don't worry, your sons are alive. They're not here. Go, Kakarot, right? They're alive. I almost went into Vegeta there for a second. What about Gine? Your wife did not survive, but don't worry, she is here. If I'm going, I'm at least visiting her first. Like, yeah, fair enough. Take him to see his wife. And again, we see them only as like souls, as little clouds. But as we see later in the Boo Saga, they do have a humanoid form. And also, we see Frieza and Super being tortured in hell. He still has his body. So clearly, while you don't always keep your body, the majority don't keep their body, you get to have some sort of not physical, you have some sort of humanoid form. In Frieza's case, he got to keep his body because he was being tortured. So he goes, and Gine, he finally sees Gine. She's got a little flares. Gine, and he holds her. So you're okay. It's like, yeah. It's like, they talking. What happened? We're dead, Gine. It's like, no, Vegeta, Raditz and Kakarot are okay. They are. It's like, yeah, I spoke to them. Apparently, someone arranged for me to keep my body. Otherwise, I would have been down here with you. They want me to go train with someone. Really, training? Do you think there might be a way to come back? I don't know, but I'm not going to pass up an opportunity like this. Just be careful. Say, of course. And they spend some more time together. Maybe some very special time together. Who knows? Write that in your fanfic. I'm not a fanfic writer. Don't ask me to do that. I'm not going to write fanfic. Don't get me wrong. I've had ideas for fanfics. I've just never had the real compulsion to start writing them. Anyway. That me doing the what ifs is close. You're going to get to be doing fanfic. Anyway, he goes off. And because remember, Bardock's power level is there's only one documented power level for Bardock, so that's the one we'll go with, and that's 9,500. Bardock is actually a very powerful Saiyan, and that's because he just, constantly was in battle the whole time. That still does put him, though, below Vegeta. It puts him below King Vegeta. It does put him well above Nappa, though. Like, he could thrash Nappa around. But anyway, he flies. So he gets to King Kai's very quickly, and he lands on the planet. He doesn't notice the difference of gravity because, Planet Vegeta and King Kai's planet have the same gravity. And say, all right, I'm here. Who are you? Say, so you're finally here. There's my King Kai. So you're finally here. Welcome, Bardock. Bardock. So you're the one that talked about King Kai? Indeed. You're the one who arranged me to keep my body. Why? Why indeed? And he just stops thinking, and just... normally, I would not get involved in such ways. If a fighter keeps his body and winds up here, very well. But you should know who I really am. I am the guardian of the North Galaxy. I watch over all that goes in this sector of the universe, in good and the bad. Frieza is a terrible evil. Eventually, his evil will reach out to the whole galaxy. It's stopped. So what? You're planning to train me up and bring me back to life? Oh no, I can't bring you back to life. That's well beyond me. However, that's not to say there aren't methods to bring you back. Nor is it impossible to say you could be reunited with your sons again in time. But it may be a good while before that ever happens. So I've come to offer you training, Bardock. Training in what? Oh, your power definitely surpasses mine. Believe me, techniques. I know more than enough techniques to entice you to train. And he talks about what he knows. Like, it'll be beneficial for you. Besides my little home, there's plenty of fighters in the other world you can fight with, and you'll be able to spend time with your wife whenever you so choose, as you're powerful enough to reach this planet without any difficulty. And so Bardock was like, I'm not going to pass up an opportunity like this, and so Bardock starts his training with King Kai. Cut to Goku making it to King Kai's place. Oh, yeah, because let's be very clear. I'm not going to spoil just then how 20-plus years of training. Yeah, think about that. He's in the other world for almost 30 years. Like, I think Goku's like 25 when he dies. When did Goku die? Hold on. Goku died at the age of... Because let's be honest, Bardock would have made it there within that day when he died. So let's see. Goku's age. Goku... let's just say Goku. Let's see here, because they have it, because the wikis have his entire history. Okay, so he is born. Born. In the age. And why does it give me two different birthdays? Oh, maybe it's when they think it's so. Let's just say 737. His first death was 761. So if you do the math real quick, that would put him at the age of 24 when he died. 24 years in the afterlife. You think Bardock... well, we'll talk about how strong Bardock is going to be when Goku gets there. So Goku gets there. It's like, oh, so you're finally arrived. They told me you'd be coming. Where am I? Oh, you're on my planet, son Goku. Or do you prefer Kakarot? I'm not quite sure. This is a scenario where, because he knows Bardock and because he knows who Bardock's son is, this is Kakarot, and that he's actually being a bit more upfront about information he knows. He's like, wait, yeah, that's what at least Rad's called me. Ah, your brother, yes, I'm aware you had a bit of a tussle with him. Tussle? He ended up killing me. Well, technically, the Namekian ended up killing you, but that's regardless. Namekian? Anyway, so you're looking to train on my planet. Well, first you have to make me laugh. You have to pass a test. You have to make me laugh. It's like, what? And then he obviously makes him laugh. And so get to training. And so he gets to training. And while he's thinking about it, and he's just thinking, the normal training normally would be a good method, but you're seeing how it's his son. And he just and he goes, Bardock, I have some. I think it's time for you to have a heart-to-heart with him. And he asks if his wife can come. Say, I suppose. Perhaps another time. This is something. Right now, he needs to focus on training. training, and you're the perfect one for this. All right, I'll be there I'll be there in a moment. And Goku's like, Goku, stop chasing around that silly monkey. But you told me to. Yes, but I have to reconsider my options here. Normally, this would be the training method for you to start with, but I think I have something more important. And all of a sudden, shink, someone appears. Right off the bat, even though it's only in the anime, King Kai apparently knew instant transmission. So in this case, and plus, let's be honest, in the other world, he easily could have met a Yard Rat. So yeah, fuck it, he can learn about instant transmission either way. But he's like, ching, and it's like, and Goku's like, huh? And he just senses all of a sudden this whoa, like power, like that makes Raditz look like oolong, like and Goku's just, who are you? He's like, oh, wow, you really did. Looks like you got my good looks after all, son. But I can tell you got your mom's spirit too. Like, son, and Goku almost says, like, wait, son's like, that's right. You don't see the family resemblance? And Bardock's just giving him a cheeky grin. It's like, Dad? I got a new one. Looks like you're not as dumb as King Kai made you out to be. I never said I made him out to be dumb. Just simple. And then Goku, still struggling, surprisingly, is like just suddenly just ignores the ground. He just walks. You're my dad. And it's like, whoa! All of a sudden, Goku's feeling something he's never felt before. This like just a well of happiness. Like he was always raised by Grandpa Gohan, so it never really occurred to him or cared. He never really cared that much about trying to figure out who his family was. But here he's seeing his dad for the first time, and just it's like, whoa, you're my dad. It's like, wow, you're certainly excitable, aren't you? What? Come on, you're like 24 years old. Goku's like, I don't care, man. I don't care. This is awesome. I'm meeting my dad for the first time. And so I'll leave you. I'll get some snacks and drinks and leave you so you can catch up. And so him and Bardock, start sharing and talking a little bit about what happened with them and how he was the one who stood up for Planet Vegeta in the end. And that he wanted him and Raditz to live, and Goku lets him know. It's like, yeah, and before he does, it's like, well, there's about this. I already know about Raditz. He lived as he was raised, and there's nothing more I can say about that, unfortunately. But I'll be kicking his butt in hell after I'm done here. I'm gonna have words for that little bastard. But it's like, wait, what about Mom? She here? Yeah, don't worry, son. Your mom's here too. You'll meet her at some point. But for right now, we need to pump you up. From what I told, Vegeta and Nappa are going to be coming, and they're no pushovers. They make Reds look like a joke. So we're going to be getting you trained up. And he's like, that's right. Bardock here is the only other Saiyan I have ever trained. And he has completely mastered the techniques that I taught to him, plus a few other things. Well, let's just focus on what you basically taught me, King Kai. And so, wait, like what? Like this? And he shows off the Kaioken, and then even shows off the Spirit Bomb. And this, whoa, don't worry. King Kai normally would teach you on his own, but he figures since I'm here, since I already mastered these techniques, it'd be a good chance for you to learn it through another party and figure out how I figured it. Basically, learn through someone who had to learn it himself. Not that King Kai already knows the techniques and developed them. And hey, look, kind of looks like a Spirit Bomb in his hand with that picture. I actually like that. I didn't even mean for that, but I actually like the way that ended up. But that's not all. I'm going to be whipping you into shape myself, son, because he's there. He's not just training him with technique. He's going to be sparring with Goku that entire time. So, and we know how power level training works, because that's the thing, is that, your power will skyrocket if you're actually, will climb much higher if you have someone to actually push yourself against. And that brings us to Bardock's power level. 24 years in Otherworld, having now mastered the Kaioken, because he has a dead body, the strain is, it's still on him, but he's not going to destroy him because he's already dead. Mastered the Spirit Bomb, as well as some other things. I'm being coy for obvious reasons. Plus, he has his tail still. Let's keep that in mind. Bardock has his tail. But he notices Kakarot doesn't. Oh, you don't have your tail anymore. Well, that's all right. What is Bardock's power level after all of this time? 24 years? Honestly, I'm going Even, no joke, no hint of sarcasm, even 10 million base wise. 24 years? Oh yeah, I'm going 10 million on that. Going from 9,500 to 10 million. Honestly, I think I'm being kind and just capping him at 10 million. He could have been a lot higher. But anyway, so Goku's got a here's Big Daddy Bardock. Phenomenal cosmic Bardock. But so yeah, they spend the entire time training, which pushes Goku far beyond what he did when he was just training by himself on King Kai's. So he obviously will get down the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb, but the levels at which he gets that down are much different than when he gets down in the original. He can only physically handle ×2 safely and could push it all the way to 4 during the Saiyan Saga. Here, first off, we got to figure out what his base form is going to be, base power level is going to be. Given how strong Bardock is, how much he's probably going to push him, plus Zenkai's, I think putting Goku, no joke, at about a 40,000 is really reasonable. Goku's not going to go all the way up to 100,000 or anything like that. He doesn't have the time. He just doesn't. But I honestly think learning the Kaioken, which is going to be harsh on his body as it is, constantly getting his ass kicked by Bardock, who admittedly would be suppressing his power a lot too. Like, he probably suppresses it down to like 1%. So like 100,000, which is still well beyond what Goku can handle. But I mean, to be fair, you could make the argument he at least evens out to Bardock when he fighting suppressed. So let's actually lessen it even further. Let's say Bardock can lessen himself to about 50. Because I can see another thing he learned is how to just really control the level of power he uses. Perfect like key control kind of stuff. At least through some things. At least in his base form. So maybe down to 50,000. So actually, you know what? I could see Goku evening out to that. I think that's a really good spot to put him. But that also means that his level of usage of Kaioken is far greater than it was in the original. I honestly think he could easily handle a ×5 Kaioken at this point. And if he had to push it to 10, like, because he's dead at the time, and Bardock basically can describe what in his living body will be his limit, because as he can tell, it's like, if I had been alive, that probably would have killed me, but I'm not. So, he describes to Goku, what does it feel like? Does it feel like this would have killed you? And Goku's like, yeah, it does. He's like, well, there you go. That's the limit. That's the limit. Then you'll know that's your limit. Don't go past that. So I think Goku's regular, normal level of Kaioken he can handle is a ×5, and maybe a maximum of 10 if he pushes it. Basically, the 10 will be the equivalent of the ×4 against Vegeta in the original. I think also, just for shits and giggles, he also shows off Goku the instant transmission, which allows him to, just get the, instant transmission. That's what it does. So, and Goku actually even shows him the Kamehameha, which, no one in the other world knows. So he teaches his father the Kamehameha. So, like this? It's like, all right. So, yeah, well, this has been wonderful, but it's time to bring you back, Goku. Wait, maybe we can bring Dad back too. It's like unfortunately, right? Yeah, Dad back too. It's like all of a sudden his halo, it's like all of a sudden his halo disappears. Wait, it's like, wait, what? What do you mean? We brought you back, Goku. It's like, well, yeah, but Goku's like, well, I was hoping you'd bring back my dad and my mom. It's like, wait, you met your dad and your mom back there? Wait, you met your parents. It's like, well, that wasn't in the game plan, and you didn't tell us in time. It's like, it's all right, Goku. We've been dead for 24 years. We can stay dead a little longer. Because it's like, but no joke, because Bardock was surprised. You actually have a way to be brought back. It's like, oh, come on, we've been dead this long. Whatever, we can be dead longer. It's like, well, I guess I should be going. Yeah, about that. There is one other thing we need to do. I was like, well, first off, King Kai puts his symbol on Goku's back. He's like, someone who wants to say hello and goodbye to you. And all of a sudden, it's like, huh? It's like, Goku? Or it's like, Kakarot? It's like, and Goku realizes, Mom? I was like, my baby boy. It's like, you're so grown up. You're so handsome. You look just like your father. And it's like, you're my mom. And Goku, for the first time, I think, Goku doesn't get emotional. Goku doesn't cry except, when he's hurt or anything, like the needle thing, and like you see tears of pain, but Goku never gets emotional. For the first time, is like Goku is actually feeling emotional. Like, this is his mother, the woman who gave birth to him, who like loved him, and who along with her father sacrificed him. Mom, And, he actually is like, oh, it's like, my baby, I wish we could just spend more time together. Yeah, but I wish I could spend more time, too, with you, Mom, but I gotta go. I was like, I know you do. Don't forget about us. Are you kidding me? Don't you worry. You're coming back. You're being brought back. No problem. And so I was like, we'll hold you to that, son. But what about, and then Goku actually says, what about Reds? Excuse me. Oh, we're going to be having a talk with your brother. And Gita gets into angry mom mode. And even Bardock and Goku's like, yeah, she's a peach, but sometimes, whoa. Though if I'm going to be honest, kind of turns me on. I was like, Dad. And I was like, hey, from what I understand, your wife's the same way too. I was like, yeah, Chi-Chi is kind of like that. Anyway, thanks, Dad. And big change here because he learned the instant transmission. I'll see you later. And he just senses out to, where King Kami is, to Yama's place, and Kami immediately gets there. So he's actually there before Vegeta and Nappa arrive. So King Kai, is looking at it, like, tell me, Bardock, why didn't you teach him the other things you learned in the other world? You mean techniques? You know what I'm talking about, Mr. Legend. So it wasn't the time for them. We didn't have enough time, and he needed to focus on the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb. Trust me, when we get if he succeeds in bringing us back to Earth, or heck, even if he succeeds in just coming back around, I'll show him what I can really do. Obviously, you kind of all know where I'm going with this, but it's still a little vagueness. And so let's see, 21 and a half minutes. I can go about 4 more minutes. Because honestly, at this point, the Nappa Vegeta thing won't last long with the way Goku is. So Goku shows back up and, sees Chi-Chi. It goes to find Chi-Chi. I was like, Chi-Chi, where's Goku? I was like, oh, that evil Piccolo took him. Oh, I see. Well, I guess I'll have to find him. Goku, you're better. They catch up briefly and, they're happy. Oh, guess what? You're going to get to meet my parents in a little bit. I met them. You met your parents in the afterlife? Yep. And I'm going to be able to bring them back if we're lucky. So it's like, oh, that's amazing, Goku. Oh, this is going to be so exciting. Now I got to go find Gohan. And sure enough, he goes and finds Gohan. It's like, you. It's like, hey, Goku. Dad! It's like, hey, buddy, wow, you got a lot stronger, haven't you? Well, yeah, Mr. Piccolo's actually been a good trainer. Yeah, I can see that. And Goku's like, you want payback for me killing you? No, actually, I'm pretty good. Actually, if anything, I want, even though Chi-Chi, never tell Chi-Chi this, but I'm actually thankful you took Gohan. All things considered, Gohan, the kid had potential. It was going to be wasted otherwise. Good point. He's like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, go. I mean, you're a tough kid, Gohan. Gohan. Piccolo's just the right kind of guy to teach you. I mean, I'm sure he wasn't too hard. Well, he did this. You what? Anyway, and so they all meet up, and eventually the Saiyans show up, and Goku's got his power suppressed. He's probably keeping it like what he did in the Saiyan saga. Honestly, what he did in the Namek saga, he's probably keeping it at about 5,000, honestly. I see Kakarot. Wait, well, I'm actually going with the original dub was, I see Kakarots. But no, I see Kakarot. So you're keeping your power. So 5,000 is quite impressive. But you're no match for me. Even Nappa, if he decides to take you seriously, will be able to take you on. To which Goku's like, oh, well, yeah, but if you're keeping your powers, what makes you think I'm taking you seriously at the moment? Oh, really? Let's see what you've got, then. Let's see what the low class can really do, Nappa. Go on, show us. And he just goes, and all of a sudden, wait, Vegeta, what's going on? What? And their scatters just shatter because the limit Rad's had was around 21,000. I can't imagine theirs has a much higher limit. Maybe a little bit because they are the more powerful ones. Maybe they get slightly better additions or models, but I doubt it. Or even if they do, it probably won't be able to register 50,000. We know that I think Ginyu's was able to cap out at 180,000. Well, maybe not cap out, but Ginyu's at least could go to 180,000. Frieza's most likely also had that. It probably could go even higher, but it broke when Vegeta went all out against him, which he had about 500,000. So anyway, sidetrack. Is it? You sure you want this, Vegeta? And he even got, that's not possible. What is it? I don't know. I don't really know how to measure power levels. Like but I know I know even with your how suppressed you are, you're not going to be able to take me on. Leave now if you want to live. All I want to do is now bring back my dad and mom and brother. And so it's like, you think you're the boss here, Kakarot? Fine. Forget the Dragon Balls. We'll just blow this planet to hell, Nappa. It's like, right. And they both go up to the end and say, got it, gun, and Eraser got it. Fire! And just blast it going all out. It's like, Dad, Goku, Kamehame. And then Goku obviously just 50,000 versus them. No, it's like they clash, try to push it back, and goes and boom. And Nappa being as weak as he is, I think unfortunately Vegeta also being a little dickish, especially as he went back and just grabs Nappa and just blocks him, blocks the blast with Nappa, who's just pretty much just gone there. He's done. It's like, did he just block that blast with his partner? What kind of madman is he? He's like, you. And then he just sees like, you think that's, you may have, I'll admit, Kakarot. I'll admit it, as painful as it is. You're the stronger between us for right now. However, and then, Watt Sensei is like, Bardock's like, oh, crap. That's right. Kakarot doesn't have his tail anymore. It's like, what? You don't, crap. It's like, wait, what is that? We know how to create artificial moods now. It's like artificial, and then Goku, talking with Bardock about the Saiyan nature. Obviously, it's like, crap, guys, get out of here. It's like, totally Kakarot. And then Goku is staring down Grade 8 Vegeta. And then he quickly beats down Grade 8 Vegeta. As I said, he can easily handle a ×5 Kaioken. This is pretty much his normal now if he wants to. So, which means he can go to 250,000, no problem, and start literally just boom, 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 and then finally just takes off the tail and says like, and that's all she wrote on there. So now Vegeta's just on the ground, just and then Goku still firing his Kaioken. I was like, it's like last chance, Vegeta, leave now. Like Vegeta he's got nothing. He killed Nappa to save his own ass. His Grade 8 form's gone. He lost his tail. Like this is not good. And I think this is, luckily he's in much better shape than he was in the original. So he's like, and he's still got his eyes. Deep calls the ship. Like, this isn't over, Kakarot. Believe that. And then he flies off. Well, sorry. Sorry, I guess you guys kind of wasted Trig. Are you kidding, Goku? What the hell happened to you? It's like, well, we're going to have to wait. And he just realized we're going to have to wait at least a year to resurrect Dad and Mom. And Rads. Wait, resurrect Rads? Oh, yeah. And then he just explains the story of how he met his parents. And this is how I met your parents. Anyway, I thought we'd go a little longer because I knew we could get through all the Saiyan saga, really. So that is part 1 of What If Bardock Went to King Kai's. It has drastically altered the story. So let's keep an eye out for what happens in part 2, which will come on Thursday because this is the week of What If coming up. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you folks next time.